requested it. This is a 1980 something, right?
You can request a court-martial?
Oh yes, Uniform Code of Military Justice. So it's trial. All right, you could either go by UCMJ, which is it's non-judicial punishment, NJ. That's usually what happens, right?
But
so
do you request a court-martial as opposed to just getting kicked out?
No, I didn't get kicked out.
I mean, why would you request that? What would be the alternative to requesting?
The alternative is you lose rank, and which is the same thing that happened to me. You lose rank, you get confined to barracks, or you get fined, right? And that's oh yeah. So that's the commander. It's called non-judicial punishment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The man calls me the N-word and insults me. The commander said it's no excuse. And I said, I have a problem with that. Does that make sense? Racism in the military.
Who did you punch? Another...
A sergeant. I was a lance corporal, so it wasn't like this. It wasn't that way. And so I have to write. I figured I'd go before court and they'll see it. And they did. He got a memorandum. But my point is, I requested it. 16 years later, after 9/11, I volunteered to join again. I joined. I served, became a Special Forces Green Beret.
Yeah, somebody was defending you on all that. In the
Bronze Star of Valor, Purple Heart, right? I mean, served in combat. But they're going to forget that, and they want to go back.
Well, somebody brought it up in the discussion.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Okay, good. After
They
lunch.
get to you.
Oh, okay. I think everyone knows me.
We all know her.
Okay, we'll just let you go ahead then. You can introduce yourself. Hi, everybody. If we can get the politicians to stop talking, because I'm about ready to sing.
When can you get a politician to shut up?
Somebody knows I love them. All right, please, if you can, put your hand over your heart. If you're military, you can stand at attention. Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming through touchlights and bright stars, through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Hey, I like that harmony. Hey. Okay, next up we have semi-derby. Governor of the Jersey State Cup.
They don't mess around. Well, good afternoon, I think it is, everybody. Thanks for coming out. And so, anything I say, it's not going to warm your bones or stop the rain. But if you understand our history or our founding fathers, you'll know who Thomas Paine is. So maybe you don't. But he said something like this. These are the times that try men's souls. The summertime soldier and the sunshine patriots will shrink from their service to their nation. But those who stand with it deserve the love of men and women. He went on to say, tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. It's not easily conquered. But anything that is so difficult, the better and the more glorious the triumph. The reason I bring this to you is if you go back to what gave us our nation, and by the way, those words that Thomas Paine wrote, this is when General George Washington and his men were at their lowest point in our fight for independence. When the war was almost over and we had already lost, he put pen to paper and he circulated that document, and people came back to the Continental Army and they went on to victory. That is what is significant. They did not give up, they did not give in, and they did not waver, because they knew they were right and they knew they were righteous. And so where are we at right now, and maybe why are we here? What greater a motivation than to stand for family values, than to stand for women's rights, than to stand for the protection of the innocence of our children. You know, not too many months ago, we stood together in protest against Senate Bill 5599. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Where you can take a child from a family, a loving family, and not tell that family where their child is. A child goes to school and doesn't come home that day. But yet, by law now, we can say we don't tell that family, and that child can begin to undergo sex change, the process. To take a stand to protect a child's innocence and protect the rights of parents is not taking a stand against another's rights. We're mixing things up. I'm the kid that was born without civil rights. I remember what it was like to be born black without civil rights. We've come so far, but look at where we're at right now. And when you hear that word progressive, there is nothing progressive about movements where we start to say that we're going to allow biological males to walk into young girls' restrooms or locker rooms while they're showering or changing. This is not me taking a stance or bringing prejudice against someone else. That's not who I am. I know what prejudice is. I am here to stand for the protection of our children, to stand for women's rights, and to stand for family values. I'm a husband. I'm the son of a single woman. I am the father of 3 daughters. So my pro-women's rights, you're darn right I am. But at the same time, when it comes to athletics, should a biological male be able to compete with a biological female? Does that seem fair?
No.
It does not seem fair. And because you can create another gender, okay, that's fine. But not to compete against another. I mean, come on now. We are not going to discriminate. But at the same time, we must stand true and protect those families and those young women. And so I just wanted to bring encouragement to you, to tell you I stand with you. I stood against the unconstitutional mandates for a reason. I know as I served on a school board, what they're bringing into our classrooms. I think we should focus more on academic excellence and stop indoctrinating our children. Valuing parents, bringing them in to our schools, not isolating them out of our schools, ensuring that parents knows what's happening with their children, not holding back important information about their child's mental health away from parents. We need to get it back. And I'm going to end by telling you guys this. If you look at society today, what is broken in our society begins with broken families. If we can strengthen families, we can fix our society. So let's focus there. Let's protect parents' rights, the innocence of our children. Let's protect women's rights, and it starts with those young women in school. Thank you all, and God bless you. Amen.